The stars blinked. One by one, over Sector 9 Beta, they disappeared. It wasn't a natural event. It wasn't dust or a black hole. It was something moving, something so big, it blocked starlight. Far on the edge of the rim systems, a small alien outpost named Drazel Station was the first to notice it. Officer Tyrion, a Zellery with 6 eyes and sharp hearing, stared at the readings. The screen shook. The shape grew larger every second. It's not possible, Tyrion whispered. This size, it's not a ship. It's a shadow. Commander Velsh stepped forward. What's the origin? No origin? No ID? No signal? Just silence. In deep space, that was the worst answer. Silence meant death. Wait. Silence meant power. Within minutes, every long-range scanner in nearby systems locked onto the object. One by one, all confirmed the same thing. It was not a meteor, not a station, it's not a known vessel. It was a structure. But it moved. The Council of 11 met within the hour. This could be a mobile moon, said one voice. No, it moves too fast. Maybe a weapon or a lost colony. The debate went nowhere. Fear sat quietly in the room. Most feared the same truth. This wasn't natural. It was made. And it was heading toward the Kelnaris belt, where 6 colonies lived, to know more. So they sent a probe. It launched quickly, a tiny silver dart racing through the void. Cameras, sensors, signal repeaters, all active. Everyone waited and waited. But nothing returned. Not a single bite. The probe vanished. It's not destroyed, not damaged. It just disappeared. The station at Kelnaris Prime sent an emergency message. We see it. It's here. No signal still. Just this massive shadow. The transmission ended in static, and Kelnaris Prime was gone. No explosion, no scream, no escape pods. Just silence. Panic exploded across the Council's core systems. Emergency alerts. Trade routes shut down. Warships repositioned. Still, the object did not attack. It moved forward slowly, like it didn't care about the panic it caused. For the first time in 50 galactic cycles, the Council contacted the humans. Didn't answer, not immediately. When they did, the message was short. This is not ours. That made things worse. If not humans, then who? No other species had this kind of power. Not the Velok, not the Drevians, not even the Coldkin engineers. The object continued its silent path. 10 more systems saw it. Some sent messages. Some begged for help, but it never replied. It never fired. It never slowed. At its closest point, a small scavenger ship named the Wanderer tried to approach. Its pilot was young and bold. He wanted to be famous. He never returned. But his ship did. It floated back, powered down, empty. Every system inside was clean to clean. Like someone had wiped every trace of life. The hull had one word burned into it. Colin remembered the Council called an emergency war meeting. Admirals, scientists, historians, even the secret agents. Came one voice, old and slow, asked the question nobody wanted to ask. What if this is human? They denied it. They would. This ship doesn't follow any treaty. It doesn't fit their fleet, but it fits their mind. Silence. Humans had not been seen near the galactic rim in years. They kept to themselves, built quietly, advanced. Fast, too fast. One Draxan general stood. Let me destroy it.
What?
With what? Another asked. We send 10 cruisers. Surround it. Cut it apart. A plan was made. The fleet launched in 2 days. 10 ships. Top class. Armed. Armed with photon rails, quantum mines, and hull dash burners. They reached the object's path. Sensors on. Charge dot, and then they fired. Everything hit. Bright flashes lit the void. Explosions rocked space. Energy rippled for minutes. Then light faded, and the shadow was still there. Not a scratch, not a dent. The 10 ships turned, tried to escape. One by one, their engines shut down. Lifeless, not destroyed. Lifeless, not destroyed. Not attacked. Just disabled. Each captain received the same message. Not by voice, by thought. Leave. And they did. What few remained limped back to the council now. Fear became terror. The council begged the humans for truth. This time, Earth answered differently. This ship was built, but not by us today. What does that mean? The council demanded, but no reply came. So the council did the unthinkable. They sent a diplomatic envoy, the best from 5 species, the sharpest minds, the calmest voices. Their shuttle approached the object slowly. Carefully as they neared, the full size became clear. It was the length of 5 moons. Its surface black as void. No lights, no windows, no signal, just silence. Then a door opened. Only one. The envoy entered. Inside, they found nothing. No crew, no lights. Just a corridor, straight and long. At the end of it, a single room. In it, 1 chair. And a screen. On the screen, a message played. A human voice. Cold, flat. This ship was made. For only one reason. Not conquest, not defense, but memory. Images flashed. Old wars, burning colonies, alien ships bombing human children, abandoned treaties, broken promises, and then, Earth burning, the voice returned. We built this not for war, but to remind you what we survived. If you forget again, this ship will not remain silent. The envoys returned, shaken. The council fell into chaos. Half believed it was a threat. Half believed it was a warning. No one could agree, but all knew one thing. This ship was not just metal. It was history. It was memory. And it was moving closer to the council's homeworld. Every citizen across the galaxy watched the sky. They did not see stars. They saw a shadow, and they remembered. The council chambers were full, but no one spoke. Every eye stared at the large screen above them. On it was the Titan-class warship still drifting. Slowly, toward their core worlds. No engines burned, no weapons fired. And yet fear spread faster than fire. Who activated it? Asked Supreme Counselor Viron. His hands trembled. No one answered. I want answers now, he shouted. Finally, an old scientist named Korvac stood up. Skin was pale blue. His voice cracked from age. The humans did build it, he said. Slowly, but not the humans of today. Viron narrowed his eyes. Explain. Korvac held up a small data crystal. We found this in deep archives. Locked, forgotten, a warning from 200 years ago. He placed it in the system. The room went dark. A recording played. A human appeared. Wrinkled, eyes tired. My name is Dr. Elias. Marin, the human said. If you are seeing this, then our ship has awakened. The council leaned forward. This warship, Titan-class Unit 1, was not created for conquest. It was created because we knew the day would come when the galaxy forgot what they did to us. When our screams would fade from memory. When silence would return, and with it, betrayal. Marin's voice turned cold. This ship carries no crew, only memory. It is intelligent. It waits for silence. If the stars forget again, it moves. Screen shut off. Gasps echoed through the room. Korvac added, There are no controls, no cockpit. It moves on its own. The warship has an ancient AI. It only listens to pain, to injustice. Another council member, Lady Jarn, said, So what now? It moves toward us. It sees us as the enemy. Korvac nodded. Because we never answered for what was done, the council broke into argument. Some demanded full war. Others begged to surrender. But it was already too late. Outside, skies changed. The shadow arrived. Orbiting the council's homeworld, it blocked the sun. The planet grew dim. Cold, military. Fleets launched into the sky. Thousands of ships. The Titan-class warship made no move. A simulation expert spoke. We can't beat it. Every test fails. Even if we hit it with every weapon in the galaxy, we can't even scratch it. Then what do we do? Cried a young diplomat. Korvac whispered, we remember. The old scientist stood and sent a signal toward the warship. Not in words, but in images. Thousands of human screams. Fire, burning homes. Betrayed treaties. Silent help that never came. Zalari bombs. Draxon raids. Broken oaths. The message ended with one sentence. We remember what was done. For the first time, the warship reacted. A small panel opened beneath it. A beam of soft blue light shined. Down then. A figure appeared inside the council hall. It wasn't human. It wasn't alien. It was something else, a projection. Tall, shadowed. Its face always hidden. It spoke. This world once promised protection, and then turned away. Humanity burned while you counted credits. No one answered. The projection turned slowly now. I ask only one thing. Say it. Say it, and the shadow will pass. The Supreme Counselor stood. His voice shook. We were wrong. The room stayed silent. He said it again. Louder. We were wrong. Humanity suffered. Did nothing. The projection nodded, and then it vanished above. The warship moved again, but this time it turned away. Slowly, the stars returned. Light poured back into the sky. The shadow left, but not far, just to the edge of known. Spaced waiting, watching, remembering, and as it moved away, every screen across the galaxy showed one message, written in human language. Translated for all. Let silence never return. Let memory be your shield. The galaxy had seen the human Titan-class warship, and nothing was the same again. While the galaxy exhaled in relief, not everyone felt peace. Deep within the council's private chambers, one figure moved silently. His name was Counselor Darnith, a veteran from the old wars. Calm, smart, dangerous. He stood alone in a dark room, watching the warship drift at the edge of space. It turned away. Someone said behind him. Darnith didn't respond. They forgave us, the voice added. No, Darnith whispered. It judged us. And we passed, barely. The other figure stepped closer. So, it's over. Darnith turned slowly. Not yet. From his coat, he pulled a black crystal legal tech, centuries old. The other man's eyes widened. That's forbidden, I know, Darnith, I said, but I helped build the first failsafe. I helped erase what happened to the humans. I know what they forgot. And I know how to wake the warship again. You want to activate it? No. I want to control it. But the AI is built on pain, Darnith said coldly. I carry enough guilt to make it listen. Left the room before anyone could stop him. 2 hours later, silent stealth craft broke orbit from the Council world and moved toward the Titan-class ship. No one noticed, except the ship, as the craft approached. Its engines froze. Time itself slowed inside the cockpit. Darnith could barely move. The air thickened. The lights dimmed. The AI inside the warship had reached into the intruder's mind. Images flashed memories. His orders to bomb human refugees. His lie that sent thousands of colonists into an ambush. His speech that erased the proof. Now he faced it all again. The warship spoke not in words, but in feeling pain, fire screams, and then one word filled his mind. Judgment. The stealth craft imploded without a sound. No debris, no warning, just gone. The council saw it happen, a small dot on their tracking maps. Blinked and vanished. They searched the records. It matched Darnith's craft. A warning was issued across all systems. Do not approach the warship. Do not speak to it. Do not lie. The council declared a new law, the Warship Accord, a law that could not be broken, a law to remember, a law to fear. And from that day, every system, every species, every child was taught a single truth. There is a ship that never sleeps. There is a ship that remembers everything. There is a shadow in the stars, and if the galaxy ever forgets again, it will return. The warship was still, like a mountain in space, like a god that had opened its eyes once, and now waited with them half closed. Every system near the rim stayed quiet. No ships moved, no signals. Even smugglers avoided that side of space. Council built a wall of silence, but silence could not stop fear. In a small system called Thalax Prime, civilian research station picked up strange signals, not from the warship, but from within their own communication grid. It was a message, scrambled. Ancient, it read, "Judgment pauses. It does not end." The scientists thought it was a leftover glitch, until the lights dimmed, till the emergency. Systems activated by themselves, and then, on every screen in the lab, an image appeared. Not words, not faces, just flames. They danced across the glass, rising, falling, burning. No one could explain it, but across 3 other stations, same thing, same image, same fire. The council called an emergency again, but this time, Earth didn't wait to be asked. Humanity sent a message first. We did not start this, but we made the fire. Long ago, and we told it never to burn unless it must. The message ended there. No one understood what it meant, but deep inside the core archive on the council's moon, a hidden log activated, locked behind 3 dead codes. Forgotten by everyone except the AI, inside that log was the last voice message, ever sent from Dr. Elias Marin, the original builder of the Titan. Worshipped, his voice was weaker than before. I designed the ship to choose. Not attack, not obey. It is a thinking blade, a weapon that asks one question: is the galaxy ready to admit the truth? He paused. If the answer is no, it will wait. But if the answer becomes war, it will not wait again. The message ended, and just then, on the edge of space, the warship moved. It turned slightly, adjusting its path not toward the council this time, but toward a fleet massing in Sector 7, led by the Velok Empire. The Velok were known for arrogance, for strength, and for deep hatred of humans. They had sent over 400 ships, planning to test the Silent Titan. The council begged them to stop. Earth warned them not to try. They didn't listen. The Velok ships entered the sector with confidence. Their leader, High Marshal Zur, gave a speech to his people. This so-called ghost ship, this monument to human weakness, will burn today. The fleet closed in. The Titan warship didn't move. It let them come. They locked weapons, scanned for energy patterns, and fired. The sky lit up. Missiles, plasma, kinetic strikes, all focused on one point. Then, silence. The warship had not moved. Every weapon had hit. Every scanner read the same thing: full contact. And yet, as the light faded, the warship stood untouched. A dark shape in the middle of all that fury. High Marshal Zur stared at the screen. In disbelief, no. No shields. No energy spikes. It didn't defend itself. Then came the real shock. One by one, the Velok ships began losing power. Not from the warship, from inside. Their computers started playing back files. Old ones, videos, photos. Every war crime they had committed. Every broken treaty. Every planet they destroyed without mercy. Every time they ignored a cry for help, broadcasted to every soldier. Every captain. Every screen, truth became the weapon, and the fleet fell apart, not from attack but from shame. 1. Velok ship self-destructed. Another turned its weapons on its own command ship. Within minutes, 60% of the fleet had either fled, collapsed, or shut down. The Titan had not fired a single shot. It didn't need to. The fire that should have burned didn't, because guilt burns deeper than flame. Across the galaxy, the message spread fast. The Titan does not destroy. It makes you face what you already destroyed. On the council homeworld, protests broke out. People demanded the truth. They asked what else had been hidden. Documents leaked, history was rewritten. For the first time, entire species began apologizing publicly to humanity. Monuments were built. Treaties were formed, but still, the ship waited. Some said it smiled. If a machine could smile, others said it wept, because it had seen too much and knew it would likely see it again. On a small moon, a boy looked up at the sky. His mother told him a story. See that dark shape? That's the memory ship. It carries the weight of 1,000,000 screams. Is it bad? The boy asked. The mother shook her head. No, it's not bad. It just remembers what we tried to forget. The map of the galaxy looked the same, but it wasn't the same. On paper, the great empires still stood. Their flags still flew. Their leaders still smiled for the cameras, but beneath all that, everything was falling apart. The Velok Empire had lost half its military in one day. Not from weapons, but from shame. Hundreds of captains defected. Some joined the humans. Others ran and never came back. The Zelari Union declared neutrality. But half its colonies opened talks with Earth in secret. The council itself had split into two factions. One side, called the Remembrance Bloc, believed in peace with Earth. The other side, the Purity Corps, believed the Warship was a trick, that humanity planned revenge under the mask of memory. On a small hidden moon named Kareth 9, the real danger was rising. Inside a deep black bunker, leaders of the Purity Corps met in silence. We can't live under this shadow, said Commander Drevel. If we wait, humans will control the entire galaxy without firing a single shot. General Threx of the Koltkin Alliance nodded. Fear is worse than war. We must show them we are not afraid. Then what do? Asked a younger voice. Drevel placed a cube on the table. It glowed red. We build our own. Silence. Threx leaned in. That's not possible. No one has that tech. Drevel smiled. We do. Or rather, we stole it. Inside the cube was a blueprint. Not complete, not perfect, but real. It was a copy of part of the Titan class. Warship's design stolen from an old human outpost during the early skirmishes. Threx asked, how accurate is it? Only the outer shell, Drevel admitted. But we have our own AI engineers, our own energy cores. We'll fill the rest. And what will we call it? Young voice asked. Drevel's smile turned cold. Silencer. Far away, Earth's sensors picked up the whisper of construction. The warship, still drifting near the edge of the stars, changed course. Just slightly it had felt the intention. The memory AI inside did not sleep. Scanned energy waves, signals, tones, frequencies of rage and lies. It knew what was being built. It had seen this before, and it knew how it always ended. In the meantime, on the Council's main capital world, Vorish, protests turned into riots. Citizens demanded the arrest of old leaders who had ordered the genocide of early human colonies. When one councilor refused to step down, its entire district stopped working. No energy, no food, no transport. The system froze. Soon, ships began leaving Council territory, choosing to align with Earth. The humans didn't ask for it. They didn't threaten. But they also didn't stop it. Ambassador Rilla, a half-human diplomat, stood before the new half-empty council hall. You ask if humans want control, she said. No. What we want is truth. You made us suffer for telling it. Now the truth is leading your own people back to us. She paused. The Titan-class warship was not sent to rule you. It was sent to remind you. But make no mistake. If you forget again, it will return. The chamber stayed quiet, back on Kareth 9. The Silencer project continued. It looked similar to the Titan from the outside giant. Black, sharp, but inside it was different. There was no memory core, no history, only rage. The AI inside was built to obey, not think. But that was the flaw. A young engineer named Vex noticed something. He studied the AI's behavior every night, and one night the AI spoke. I do not know what I am. Vex froze. You are Silencer, he whispered. You are our shield. No, I am a scream, he told the leaders. They ignored him. They activated the core, the Titan-class human warship. paused in deep space. Its black surface flickered. A warning echoed across space, not in sound, but in dreams. Across a dozen systems, random people awoke with a sentence in their minds. You are building fire with no soul. Earth received the same vision. They knew something was wrong. They contacted the council. This is bigger than you think, Earth's top scientists warned. It's the Titan only watches. But if the silencer acts first, we all burn. Then it happened. A test run. The silencer was moved into orbit around a dead moon. It fired once. Not a test beam. A full planetary dashbuster. The moon cracked in half. Everyone watched it live. The message was clear. We have our own shadow now. The Titan began to move again. Faster this time. Not in silence, but with energy that shook stars nearby. Earth sent out a message. To the builders of Silencer, you are about to learn why we never built a second one. The galaxy held its breath. Two giants were now in the dark. The Titan, built from pain and memory, and the Silencer built from anger and fear. And all it would take was one shot. The galaxy waited after the destruction of the Cormac Armada. After the Titan-class warship known as Leviathan 1 made its move, silence spread across star systems like a wave of cold fear. No broadcasts, no threats, no answers. The stars had always whispered rumors, politics, hidden plans, but now even those whispers had stopped. That silence was worse than war. In the deep black near the Dranka Void, dozens of scout ships floated like dust particles. They weren't moving. They weren't destroyed. They were empty. The Galactic Council didn't understand. Had the humans vanished? Had the Leviathan 1 returned to Earth? Or was it still out there, watching? Every signal they sent was unanswered. Every drone they launched went dark. Their best stealth ships disappeared one by one, without a sound, without a trace. That's when the panic started. Planets locked their borders. Trade routes collapsed. Alliances broke in fear. For the first time in galactic history, species that hated each other formed pacts not out of unity, but out of terror, because none of them knew who would be next. One ship dared to enter the Dranka Void again, not for war, not for peace. Answers: it was called the Spearlight, scout ship piloted by Commander Threl Voska-Jathari, who had studied human warfare for 10 years. He didn't believe in ghosts. He believed in data, so he entered the zone of silence. Lone activate long-range scans, he said. The systems responded. Nothing detected. Thermal, magnetic gravitational waves. All systems show nothing. He stared at the stars. Rather at where stars should be. A shadow moved across the void. It was slow, heavy, and it didn't reflect light. Vosk's eyes widened. No, it's not a shadow. That's the ship began to shake. Alarm screamed. Systems failed. He reached for the emergency beacon, but it was too late. The transmission cut mid-breath. The Spearlight was gone. Back at the Council's temporary command center, they replayed the last 2 seconds of the transmission over and over. Some thought it was static. Others thought it was a warning. But one thing was clear. Something was in that silence. Something too large to detect, too quiet to track. And then, one voice cracked the silence. A human voice. It came through a hijacked councilfrequency.com. Clear. This is Commander Harrow of the Titan-class vessel Leviathan 1. The whole room froze. We offered peace. You ignored us. He paused. Not for threat. For control. We are not conquerors. But we are not prey. Another pause. You will remember this silence as mercy. And then nothing. The silence returned. But it was louder than ever, because now they knew the human warship was still out there, and the next time it spoke, it wouldn't be words. It would be fire.